We're late and don't remind us because we know that. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? So good to see you. This is a second look, and you know who I am. And Miss Trina, you always deserve a second look. So, how are you doing?
I'm so good and so glad to be with you and all of our wonderful chat family. And
Yeah,
it's
everybody's
just
here from
good.
all over the world, as they would say.
So
Uh,
great.
we got Julianne Payne. We have Gaza. I know that they're on. Technically, I guess would be on the other side,
Yes, they
upside
are.
down
They're in our
from
they're in
us.
our future.
How does that happen? I
Yeah.
don't know. Coyote Prophet, good to see you. David Barry, hello. Smooth. Hey, buddy, I had many, many decades of practicing that. Uh, you see, I don't care. A lady always enjoys a compliment, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Chivalry is not dead, but
No.
it is
Thank
alive and
God.
thriving.
Thank God, Wayne. Thank God.
Yeah, well, thank you. And
God
whatever God
really
that is,
appreciate it. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so favor to everyone, Bosto Healing, happy birthday. To those who are having anniversaries, hello and congratulations. And thank you for being here. Thank you, moderators. You're all the best. And the tribe family is alive and well, Trina. So how are you, my dear?
Yay. I'm so grateful. Like I said, every day that I get to be with you guys is a blessing. Thank you.
It is. It really is.
It really
You
is.
know, I
Mhm.
I, I got this vibe going within me now, and it's kind of cool because I'm living in kind of a multi reality. One part of me I know is right here, but right now I'm back in Benicia, California in 1960. So it
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of cool. There's a story behind that, but anyway.
Yeah.
So you look like you're feeling better. I know last week you
Better.
were struggling a little bit.
Yes, got a cold. It's called strep throat.
Sucks.
Yes.
It just
Totally
sucks.
sucks. Totally sucks.
That's all I got to
Yeah.
say. It just sucks,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
but better. Everybody in the house is better. So yay.
Good, it's passed.
Yes.
And I was as a teenager, I was a carrier of mononucleosis, and so yeah,
My
that was
niece
an
was a carrier of strep.
yeah, I was that as well as a first grade. They kicked me out of school.
Yeah, you know how we finally got rid of it with her? We did a colostrum treatment.
Hmm.
And she
You
started
know,
taking the bovine colostrum, and literally it took about 3 months. But after 3 months, it cured, and she finally didn't have a chronic strep infection. And now she doesn't even get strep throat.
um,
Yeah.
they cured me in a different way.
Right.
Well, I was 6 years old, and my dad was in the Air Force, and so I was living with my grandparents anyway. They would take us to the Air Force Base, Travis, and that's where we got our medical care.
Hmm.
And so when they kicked me out of school because all my classmates were getting sick, but I wasn't. So,
Hmm.
but 14 days, twice a day, Trina, of penicillin shots in the ass.
Yeah, and that causes a yeast problem in the body. That's a yeah, that's a train wreck. I went
Was
down that road too. Yeah.
I don't know what it for male, I know what it did for females, but I know for myself, I'll tell you what I remember most is that in the every military base, you walk into the infirmary, the the smell is alcohol. I remember distinctly me walking with my grandmother and that smell of alcohol, and I knew that, and those shots were painful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The other thing was that funky military green tile. How many of y'all remember that? How many of you grew up in the military or had family or were in the military? You
My
know what I'm
dad
talking
was,
about.
but he was out when I was born, so I never experienced that. But yeah, I'm an Agent Orange baby. So
So yeah, that's right. Because when you were born, I
yeah.
was already having sex. So
Yep.
there you go.
Yep. Yep.
Well, that's kind of what it is. Well, we got a lot of people here.
Yes,
Teresa is in
absolutely.
the
And
house. Good.
Wayne didn't waste no time either. So yeah.
Hey, I still remember the first time. So
I'm sure you do. I don't know.
well,
Maybe
doesn't
just
everybody?
yeah, yeah.
I'm
But
just
to see
saying,
that there's only so many firsts you get in a lifetime, and they're all monumental. All of
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if I had only realized that I was an empath,
Right.
I mean, serious. I think about,
Right.
on the theme of our show is the weight of being an empath.
Yeah.
But I think about this now. I love what Amber, intuitive empath,
Mhm.
Amber said. Um, there really is this conjoining of energy,
Mhm.
sharing of that energy. And if we had just been taught a little bit deeper, we may have thought of twice, maybe three times before we executed anything. So
I
anyway,
think it would have stopped so much of our suffering.
yeah, we
Because so much of an empath is understanding what's yours and what's not,
yeah.
because it feels the same. So, it's tough. I mean, to know what is mine and what is not mine. I was talking to a friend this morning, and he's been hit with a wave of depression and just,
Mm-hmm.
the funk, the funk.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like there's so much happening energetically right now. We've got a solar flash coming in. We've got a particle wave
Actually,
at
we
the
got
same.
two. We
That's
have
what I mean. It's crazy. I
yeah.
mean, this is crazy. We've got the conjunction coming. We have another eclipse coming. Really, it really it doesn't get much more intense than this wave we're in right now. So people that are empathic right now are feeling a lot of things from the collective as well as from their shadow self, their fears. So guys, we need to understand that this is probably going to start coming up for a lot of people. So you got to be strong and stay into a frequency that's not going to let you fall off a ditch. You got to shift your frequency, try to heal what you can heal, but you've got to hold strong right now. Shield up and stay in a high
You
vibration.
know what? You fall in the ditch, it's going to be a bitch,
It's
and
going to be
then you're
really
going to
hard to
pay.
get out
Yeah.
because everybody around you is going to be unstable. Your support systems are going to be unstable. This is going to be intense energy, especially for the empaths. Ooh.
It has been, and about tomorrow evening when there was both a solar flare, and what we did not see at first was that where there was actually an ejection. So we have a CME heading to us at the same time. It's right behind what the first wave will be. It'll hit tomorrow evening, Denver time, about that time. So you folks on the other side of the planet, you're going to really face more of the brunt of this. So, but yeah, you're right. It's, I know for myself, when I started into the rabbit hole on Friday evening and didn't come back out until about yesterday morning, um, this is pretty intense. What hit me was the gravity of what's happening. And it's true. You're going to have to take a choice of either the red pill
Yeah.
or the blue pill.
Yeah, you're going to choose fear or you're going to choose love. And
And
it's going to be hard because you're not going to see a lot of love, you're going to see a lot of fear.
well, what's coming is this is truly. I lived in a time when in school they actually let us read books, but this is 1984 coming to fruition in a way that so many of us have feared.
Well,
And fear is going to be on the menu as the main entree for the foreseeable future.
I don't think it's going to be too much longer. I literally think we're only looking at 2 to 3 years tops, tops.
Well,
and
I
and
guess,
transitions will be made. And when you're switching into from one age to another age, it's a big deal. So you've got 2,000 years coming into the Aquarian age, and we're just anchoring into it. Our first physical day will be on the 21st. It's when it's like coming into physicality, and then what I keep seeing is the wheel locks in on January 11th.
by the way, we'll be on the Andromeda 7 show on that Friday. I think it's the 20th.
Yes,
And ushering in this
we're at
convergence.
conjunction.
Yeah. And the thing about conjunctions is that from a mathematic perspective, a conjunction is bringing in two equations
Yeah.
and into the formula. And I've heard a lot of take on this. I was listening to Robert's guests on their take on what this conjunction is.
GI,
Um,
he's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, and it's um, it's interesting because the plethora of the diversity of points of view are as the
Yes.
facet of a diamond.
And it's supposed to be. That's the best part.
And it's all the same diamond.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's the good
Um,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and you see this, and hello everyone, is say Deborah Truex, how you doing, dear beloved ass Drac, cheesesteak, good to see you, Lois, Cajun Queen, good to see you, hon, Danny, good to see you. Man, lots of people in, so good, 144 in chat. Yeah, I mean, I mean, what's going on? It's happening, folks, and we are really in. Listen, what I keep seeing, and we'll just be able to talk about this because it's everywhere. What we as a species
Mm-hmm.
are facing
Mm-hmm.
is what I have termed would be the terminal point for Homo sapiens if this goes forward.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if what is unfolding, and there is going to be a certain percentage that are going to take this serum. I
Mm-hmm.
refuse to call it a vaccine. It's a serum.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
we, I tell you, I had this lucid dream. You and I were talking. Is why we were late, folks.
Mm-hmm.
My wife made me get up and go sleep in the other room because I was just tossing and turning and keeping her awake. And what I saw in this I'll just say it could be a lucid dream, it could have been a vision, but what I saw was pain, but the pain was not individually, it was us,
Mm-hmm.
the collective, who Homo sapiens are.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw us crying out because the potential lays ahead of us to where we will no longer be the virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I mean by this, Trina, is that when you begin to alter a person's genetic code that is naturally theirs,
Mm-hmm.
and you come in and you artificially overwrite that,
Mm-hmm.
we can never go back as being a virgin race again, if we ever were. But this one for sure will, in fact, define us.
It'll cut you off from part of your light body, and I don't think there's any fix in that. So it's serious. It's real
I
serious.
think that's what a lot of empaths and are feeling
Yeah.
and sensing. I saw Peter was talking about feeling depressed. I've gotten a lot of emails, people feeling pressured. And the depression is really it's a pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were talking to someone earlier today about this.
Oh yeah. He's hit with a wave of depression, and it's not normal at all. So he's getting hit really hard, and I'm like, this isn't you. You're feeling all of the darkness that's being cleared right now is trying to find new host. So we're getting bombarded with this energy, whether we realize it or not. So shield up, guys. It's important. Clear your field, get your vibration up, listen to music, sing, dance, do whatever makes you happy, bang your drum for reals.
You
So
got to. I mean, and
yeah.
listen, we're doing a confession here. It was so intense. Lynn just said last night, she said, "This is too intense." She says, "I know you're sensing it." And she says, "I'm not going to participate." And she went upstairs and she was right.
Yeah.
And I worked through it. And I guess it was about, I don't know, 4:03 is when I looked and saw the clock. Um, I had sensed within me there was a release. You could call it breakthrough. I don't know. There was the sense of things for myself, my strength coming back to me is what it felt like.
Hmm. Like a dark night of the soul.
Yeah, well, it lasted for
Yeah.
2.5 days.
Yeah, what it is when you get into certain
Like, that sucks.
energies, yeah, and certain
Mhm.
perspectives and realities, they can take you down to a place where you hit that emptiness. But it's like this is what I've seen, Wayne, when I was 10 years old and I had no knowledge of any of this. I'm pretty sure that the vision that I got from the Lord was about the separating. Because the
Mhm.
way it was shown to me when I was 10 was that he popped the world, the old world, and I thought he killed everything. And then he brought back the new world, and it had a song, and it was like heaven on earth, guys. I mean, sign up for this. You want a ticket for that ride?
Well,
Unbelievable. So, I literally saw this division, this separation, and I was 10 years old. I had no idea what this could have meant. None.
yeah, I mean, because this is literally,
Hmm.
figuratively,
Hmm.
allegorically,
Hmm.
metaphorically a separation. If you
All the way.
take,
Yep.
I mean, there is not going to be any fence sitting on this one.
Nope. Nope.
And what
That's
I
what I
see
mean. This
coming
is the
down,
perfect measuring tool for who goes where, because
well,
that's what I saw.
speaking about who can go where, I mean, that's what it's going to come down to.
Yes.
They're literally going to herd us into the corral and try to corner us. And the only way that that cannot happen is by resistance.
Yeah.
People saying, not no, but hell no.
Well, that's the thing. See, I came as the lamb, but I return as the lion. We're supposed to be the lion now. It's time
Yeah.
for lion. No more lamb. It's time for lion. Yeah.
Well, we
It's
all
time for
know
the lion.
this.
Yes.
We all know this, that unfortunately, with sapiens,
Hmm.
they do have the herd mentality. And I mean, listen,
Yes.
they've been dosing us up for fear for what now? I guess 9 months now. I mean, amping
Yes.
it up, amping it up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and they're really amping it up now.
But like I said, Wayne, it's like there's a division in it. So across the board, it usually goes with the whole Trump people and a
Oh,
lot of them are patriots. They're like about, you ain't doing nothing to me. I don't say it's okay. They're just not going to go for it. There's just, and then there's the ones that are like, oh my God, this is the best thing going. We all need to do this so we can get our world back. And I'm like, okay, you're going to kill your whole world. You're done.
that world's never
So
coming back.
never,
That's
never,
a
ever, ever.
fantasy,
So, but for some reason, I really think that over 50% which is all we need of the human collective, do not want this.
Well, our
And
state,
that is going to be the shift because guess what? We create the reality.
well, in our state public health director
Hmm.
really kind of let the cat out of the bag. In an interview, he
Hmm.
said, well, we have to have 70% public compliance. He says anything less than that, he says it
They're throwing
collapses.
away and
And
they
he
won't
says,
get it.
well, he said this, he said, and the problem we're facing right now, he says, is that we have a 40% resistant, which is low. They know that that number, the resistance is
It's
more like
very high,
70,
way higher,
way higher.
way higher.
So I will be showing tomorrow the new passports. They
Hmm.
already have them printed, what
Hmm.
they're going to be look like.
Hmm.
And here's the fallacy. The world that we knew is gone. That's why I was listening to the concert that I saw in
Yeah,
Las Vegas
for a little
of Earth,
while.
Wind, and Fire, baby.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's
Yep.
when we could actually get up and dance and you could have a
Yes.
drink or two and just
Yes.
party. But
Yes.
anyway,
Yes.
I
Like I said,
digress.
we only got a couple years of this absolute craziness, and then things
Well,
are going to restructure. And like I said, I really do think that this might be the separation of the two realities, but it'll be such a way you won't know that they're separating. You won't. That's what they showed me. You won't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that means because I have no basis,
It means like from
internally.
going to a higher vibration existence with the things more that we want to see, with going back to nature, the more earth, the less structures, less government control. There's going to be a group of people that go this way, and then there's going to be the group that want to go with the transpersonal, the shots, the whole medical, the science part. There's going to be a shift within humanity, and then this shift is when this conjunction takes the two apart. There's going to be two realities kind of coexisting for a while, and eventually you go to your appropriate vibration. So, but you won't really notice the change, was how it was shown to me. So we're
Well,
going
I hope that
vibration.
is. I mean, I'll counter
Everything has to
you.
collapse to make people choose, and it's happening. How is it happening?
Yeah, but my deep concern is tyranny knows no boundaries. And what I am seeing is the dystopian society. And um, I'm just saying tyranny knows no boundaries. And if you are opposing to their ideology, the thing that they're going to do is make it painful for you. And so,
Mhm.
and my guess the thing is, it's almost like the movie Logan's Run. Where do
Uh-huh.
we run to?
To each other.
Yeah, but I mean, I get that, but they're eventually gonna cut this line of communication off. They're gonna
And,
say,
I saw that that could be possible, but I don't think it'll be for long. I really think that literally the powers that be are changing all the way and through to all the way to the top layers of the system. So, like I said, people who really do need to stay into more of a third dimensional reality, they're gonna start existing on that timeline, and others are that want higher vibration, more back to the higher parts of who you are, the higher energy bodies, causal body, and up etherical bodies and above, that they're going to be going into different realities. And expansion never stops. So it's not stopping. It's
it's
continuing.
interesting. Carol says, yeah, Logan's Run is, I keep thinking about Logan's Run, because that was the issue, except there it was age. This one here, and I know that the censors there, listen, YouTube has said publicly that they purposely censor channels like mine because
Hmm.
I am a white heterosexual male.
Yes.
And so
Oh.
see,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
She says
Yeah.
yes. She says yes.
She says, the sons of bitches. But
That's right.
anyway,
She says, you tell him, Wayne. You tell him. You tell him, Wayne.
um, but
Oh.
yes, that's a poor girl.
No,
He's a
you are
poor
a
girl.
sweet girl. Yes, you are.
Dancer's gonna be coming in going, not just
I
who
hear
are
the
you?
puppy. Yeah, the doggies
What's
start
going
communicating.
on?
Yeah, and my dogs are acting really strange, especially my little boy. He's very stressed out. So
It's weird.
it's fun.
Dancer's the same way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
And the animals tell you a lot. Like there's yeah, there's some stuff
yeah,
going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been eerily quiet because when I take time to meditate, everything is turned off.
Yeah.
And because I want to hear the stillness. And the stillness is now transcended into nature. There's very little of nature that is actually moving.
Uh-oh.
It's weird. We typically will see coyotes coming through because, we live next to a green belt.
So I'm telling
Uh,
you, Wayne, that they're telling us something's getting ready to happen. I'm pretty sure it's
yeah,
an
something like
earthquake.
that. Yeah,
I think it's an earthquake. I don't know if it's the solar thing. I don't know if it is that. It's
I
going to
don't know.
affect things. I mean, we're going to feel it, but I don't think that's going to be the big one. I think the earth is really getting ready to shake it up because this conjunction, this eclipse.
Well, I've shown the pictures of what I recorded when we went up to Wyoming to see the total eclipse, and
Mhm.
my cameras picked up a
Wow.
it's in fact, go back and look. I'll pull up the
Those are cool pictures, Wayne.
yeah, there was a
Oh,
portal
wow.
opening up.
Yeah,
That pyramid was, I don't know where the freak it came from,
I
but
don't either.
we couldn't see it. We got the first thing of what they call the snakes. That's in that transition right
Yeah.
before totality.
Wiggling. Yeah.
That's when my cameras were going nuts. I had 3 of them set up along with the telescopes, and when it was weird, you
You
know.
got amazing pictures, Wayne. I mean,
Yeah.
wow,
That was
pictures.
weird,
It's like,
wasn't it? It's
whoa.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, you might want to put those up again because
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
those were some amazing pictures. Seriously amazing. Like I said, I
So
didn't see anybody else get that pyramid, not like you did.
I know no one else did. It was like,
Oh,
well, what's going on? You know?
that was like, I was like, that was powerful. Like I said, powerful people do powerful things.
Well, we need more of them, don't we?
That's what I mean.
So
Time to call the
step forward.
lion. It is
Just
time to wake the lion. Yes.
so where are the volunteers? Come on.
Yeah, they're here.
Uh,
They're,
they
that's
are
right.
here,
They
you know?
they are.
Mhm.
I keep hearing this, and Wayne, I keep hearing, you don't understand, guys. You won. You already did it. We need to focus on victory. Victory, victory, victory. We win. We're literally celebrating. Imagine literally getting to feel the excitement of our above people, like the fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional beings, like being able to feel them celebrating, because this is like a top down situation, is what they're showing me. It's going the whole way through the system, and above is already won. So it's filtering down to us now. And this is why everything has to divide, because some people are not going to go on the victory timeline. They're going to go on more experiencing
I
different
I
aspects.
I would suggest everyone go back and listen to the fifth dimension, the age of Aquarius, Marilyn McCoo and her
Mhm,
husband. And if you listen to the lyrics of that song, which came
mhm.
out in 1969,
Yeah.
listen to it. And Al says, I'll volunteer. All right, we got
Right.
one. There we go. There'll be more to follow, Al.
Right.
But listen to the song Aquarius.
Yes.
It was really kind of prophetic in what they were singing, and it's
So
happening, you know.
absolutely.
Hey Nina, how are you feeling? I saw that I was really worried that she was going to get the bug, but I'm glad to see she's doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
What else?
Coyote Prophet says, I love the fifth dimension. Yeah, I do too.
I've
What
been looking a lot of like, what
is
is the
the
fifth
answer?
dimension?
Huh?
And I've been looking a lot at, like, what is the fifth dimension? What is the fifth dimension? And what I'm seeing is literally it's a part of you already. It's a part of your energy body that you have no awareness of. And you're literally connecting to the fifth dimension of you rather than being connected to the third dimension of you. It's literally, they're showing me it's kind of that simple. But the fourth dimension, they're like, stay away from that. It's not good.
You know what the fifth dimension is for me?
What?
Seriously, I learned this back in 1971.
Mhm.
The fifth dimension, for as I was taught in the clinical trials that I was involved in transcendental meditation,
Uh-huh.
the fifth dimension is the ability to coexist in multiple planes, multiple dimensions, having the same consciousness at the same time.
That would make sense because they show me that it's the heart.
So you just you rise up from the material density of a
Mhm.
three perspective. The fourth dimension is time,
Yeah.
which basically covers the third dimension. The fifth dimension is that step above time, but you're still associated time, but
Yeah.
on multiple planes in multiple dimensions, but with the same consciousness.
Consciousness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where you're aware of all of the yous.
Those are what we call the angels, what we called in times past the divine ones, the gods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that book I was reading too was talking about the different dimensions
Hmm.
being different levels of our energy systems. And
Yeah.
I've always seen it that way because every time they show me like the cosmos or stuff, they always put it back to a body. And they say, as above, so below. It's a body. try to understand as a body. And wow, that just makes a lot of sense. So we're moving from the third dimension, which is basically the solar plexus area,
Hmm.
and we're moving up into the heart. So the heart is the fifth dimension.
So odd that we're talking about this because I just read recently, when you look at the shamanic history of shamans,
Yeah.
and it seems no matter how far we go back, the reason why they used hallucinogens,
Hmm.
psychedelics,
Hmm.
was that the natural substances that the earth produce allows the freeing of the mind from the body. And once that disconnect is made, they are able to transcend into this fifth dimension.
Yes. Yes.
It's weird, Trina, because it's part of the mysteries that have been lost.
Yes, Wayne, and you explained it so perfectly. And another way to look at it is the mind that created the dis-ease is the mind that has to uncreate it. And that's
Mm.
not your conscious mind. That's the fifth dimensional mind. It's the part of you
Yeah.
that's above. So you got to get to that above place to get the healing activated below.
I
It's
think
it's
these are the incidences that we read in the past about the monk that lived in the Tibet that could actually walk on air.
yeah.
I mean, literally, the stories that were documented by the church is that when he would get in states of meditation and he would drink a tea,
Yep.
and once he reached this what I would call an alpha state of awareness, he could literally begin, he levitated and literally could walk out. And when I say walk out, he was in a monastery that the walking out was 150 feet down to the next part of the ground.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's what I mean when you reach these certain levels of vibration, different layers of your aura body,
Hmm.
you can do different things because you're not existing in the physical laws of this reality because the vibration does not match.
And it brings up another thought, Trina, when we get on these topics, is that
Mhm.
in the fifth dimension, at least the times that I have seen it, and it's disorientating.
Mhm.
Um, One of the things I can say through my experience of hallucinogens is that either you cope with the multi dimensions that you're seeing, and I could tell you, I would see many different dimensions. Um,
Mhm.
you're going to be able to cope with that, or you shut down.
Yeah. That's what I told you so many times. I've been like, it's too much, it's too much, it's too
It's
much.
like,
Yeah. Stop, 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 stop. It's too much, it's too much, it's too much. Yeah, you got to break yourself in for that stuff.
so while you were saying that, I get this scene of Saturday Night Live with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi and going cheeseburgers, fries, and Pepsi.
Yes,
And
yes,
and
yes.
I forget who comes in and says, "I don't want no cheese."
Right.
Cheeseburger, Pepsi. Anyway, but it
Yeah.
is that way. And one other point to make on this,
Mhm.
there, and it's by perception. The
Mm.
energy flows in that fifth dimension. It can go either way. What we would perceive good or evil.
Absolutely. You got to be really careful what you feel. You
Hmm.
got to be really careful with what
Yeah.
you feel and what you think and what you see because it manifests instantly. Instantly.
The chat room's having a party. I mean,
Yeah, right on.
they're talking about Prince. I mean, come on, let's party, man. I mean,
I
you
love
know,
it. I
you
love
know,
it.
ah, you know,
Yeah, Wayne,
I
that's it.
love
And I
Prince.
really do. This is what I saw with this going to this different, the splitting of the two worlds. The age of Aquarius is that's the good. That's the good stuff.
Hmm.
And I really do think it might be a very more etherical vibration. And like I said, I do believe that when this transfer is completely done, which might take 2,000 years, Earth will no longer be third dimensional at all. At
Light
all.
bearer.
It'll be 5D. It'll be like that fifth dimensional reality. Yeah, the many mansions. My father's house has many mansions. That's
Yeah.
what you saw, your many mansions, your fractals, your different. That's pretty much, yeah, that's. there you go.
Light bearer, I would agree with you. Yeah, you can do a lot of strange things when you once you get to
Yes.
that position. It's and there's many different ways to get to that
Mhm.
destination. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's still so odd how now we're being forced into this because it's truly going to be a separation. It's amazing as you begin to see
Yeah.
the totality of it.
Yeah, like I said, the
Yeah,
divisions are so crystal clear.
yeah,
Whether you voted for this one or that one, whether you want that or you do want this, it's like there's big choices people are being made to make at this time, and those choices they have no idea how important they're going to be for their vibration,
yeah.
for their
Agree.
vibration,
I agree. Absolutely. I.
and your
It's happening.
vibration's going to take you where you're going to go next for your next cycle of creation.
Well, speaking of that next cycle of creation, it's interesting to see what the next cycle of creation of the man's image is going to be. It's 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 fascinating in one aspect. I mean, we all apparently chose this time for us to be here. Apparently, all of us made
Yeah,
the decision. I want to be here in 2020 to see the big thing.
yeah, yes, because
Helen Doyle,
all of
big
us,
hug to you, my dear. The big chill.
Wayne, we are the warriors, and every single person who is on this path, and every single person who is on this call, that is in alignment with this information. You guys are masters. You are
Hmm.
straight up masters in a specific area of creation, and that's why you're here. Is because nobody has what you do, and you've mastered that which you do have.
I
So
had someone
remember,
write me today, and I won't share her story because she didn't give me permission of it. But I will say this: um, we have within this tribe, and it is a tribe.
mhm.
I have a book that we're going to be reading. We have done something that is quite miraculous. How this tribe has come together. We have really defied what they said couldn't be done. But this
Yeah,
individual, yes, it's true.
that is the most awesome part.
We're what we're doing as this tribe is exactly what this book was saying, that you go see, that's what I'm talking about. And
Oh,
it's expanding as it's supposed to be. That's why as the author said, it's authenticity in this the way that it had come about, and we've done it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what
Um,
I keep hearing, Wayne. I mean, I've never heard this before. Literally, tell them to anchor the energy of victory. This is the simple thing, all that needs to be done. They're like, you guys don't understand. You've already done the work. There was a
mhm.
certain scale, and guys, not only did we do it, we did it better than they ever imagined possible.
Well, here's the weird thing, Trina. There are more warriors and warrioresses. I guess that would be the feminine pronoun of it. But
Yeah.
there are some if we are in fact the fallen angels,
Uh-huh.
then all I can say is that within this tribe,
Uh-huh.
we are some of the most powerful
Yeah. Yeah, this is what they
angels
said. They're
about.
like,
I
"You guys
mean,
have no idea. You did it." I'm like, "Yes. Okay.
Trina, there's a
All the
story
years was paid off, you know?"
it would bring you to tears if and I'm going to ask her if I can share it anonymously, but the story that I read, and I want to say something to all the warriors out there, particularly all of you who have suffered hurt, abuse, torture, sexual abuse, mental abuse. And many of you suffered for years dealing with that. Uh, I want to say something, and you've arrived here.
Mhm,
You're whole. You're becoming whole within.
mhm.
Folks, that is a powerful energy. And it is, in fact, the signature of healers.
Yeah,
If you go through such trauma and you come out the other end and you have found that you were able to heal yourself within, you are a healer.
A
And
warrior
you,
of a level that, like, when I worked in the group homes, Wayne, I was having a
yeah,
real hard time with God when I was seeing all this stuff going on. I'm like, how could you even let this happen? I was mad.
mhm,
I was
yeah.
mad. He says, you don't even know what you're looking at. You're looking at the strongest, the bravest, the
And it's
most
amazing.
refined through the
Yeah,
fires you will
yeah,
ever witness. And he made me see this in such a powerful place. It was like, whoa, whoa,
yeah.
I am standing in
So
front of masters and I didn't even know it.
exactly. And I just want to encourage all of you,
Mm.
begin to lay hands on those around you. Start with yourself, start with your family, start with others, and begin to bring that healing energy that you possess, because you see, that energy is unique.
Yes.
It is a healing energy, Trina, in essence, is the ability to transmutate matter into something completely new, because you're healing what was once
Mhm.
altered. It's
We're,
powerful.
we're anchoring in a new vibration that's able to create instantaneously.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
working 5D.
yeah.
That's literally what we're doing. And I never knew that's what we were doing, but it literally is when we're healing. We're literally connecting to the fifth dimensional.
Bingo. See,
Yeah.
you see, you just described exactly what was said. That's the
Yeah.
point. That is the fifth dimension.
Yes.
It's an amazing place, because I am convinced that that's where Brian is at. That's
Yes.
where it's where I do believe. I don't know if all go, but I
Some
do
are
believe.
staying in third. That's what I mean.
Yes, yes,
Some
thank you.
some
Yeah,
are repeating because they don't get to graduate.
yeah,
They are going to repeat, but there's some that are graduating,
yeah.
and that would be people on this path.
I love what the forbidden religion said, that, time is the first evil.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I'm
it's death.
going,
It's
I was
death.
meditating on that, and it hit me. So I figured this out. The now, the present, is the only reality that actually exists.
Yes. Yes.
And I was meditating on this, and I saw this hallway, and it was going in front of me.
Hmm.
And as they were going in front of me, what I saw was that the time in the future is actually nothing more than a representation of the present.
Yes, because the now is creating the future.
Yes.
So what you are right now is what's going to create your future. That's why I said be careful where your frequency is going, guys. You really have to manage your frequency. Tesla
And it
was
gets
not happy.
weirder,
Yeah.
because we are the future's past.
Yes.
So what? Smoke them if you got
It
them,
is a conundrum, right? It's such a
Like, so,
conundrum.
so how does that work, Steiger? Listen, all I know, I was
Right?
I was meditating, and then if somebody showed me this, that they said, you see, you're actually already what you already can't see to understand, because what you can't understand is what you already are, because you've already been.
Yes, because it's all within the subconscious strata,
Yes,
the I am the
that's
veil.
5D thinking.
Yes. Yes, it
That's
is.
thinking like a fifth dimensional being.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Far out.
That's how we win, guys. We do not accept what is in our vision and we create what we want to see. That will manifest because what
Ah,
you do now manifests our future. So dream a big dream. I mean, go big.
I'm going to tell you what, my wife doesn't know this, because it's only with me, because I'm creating this. But
Right?
and when it happens, I'll let everyone know, because I'll make you to go back to this episode of A Second Look. But I've been creating something for years in my mind, in an event. And every time when Lynn comes walking down the stairs, she'll see me, and I'm dancing there, grooving, because I'm seeing this actually happen. And the reason why I can dance and I'm happy, man, and I'm just and I'm on cloud nine, is
Mhm.
because I'm creating what my future past is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
why
going to
they're telling
happen.
you, they're like, grab onto victory, guys. What would
It's
it
going to
look
happen.
like? Yeah, what would it look like and feel like if you literally saw all this positive change that, I mean, systems changing, monetary system, everything changing that does nothing but benefit us and support us and love us and nurture us and help us grow and come into our true abilities, awakening all of our dormant sleeping DNA. I mean, go big. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine hearing the things that you want to hear coming through the black mirror. Imagine these things possible, because this is how we win. You have to feel it. You have to feel it now if you want to see it come.
Mm-hmm.
Feel it now.
It's worked for thousands of years.
Yeah.
See? Yep.
She says, yep.
Oh, it's a good girl.
You seriously? Come here.
The energy is amazing.
Yeah, it's really
The animals are like feeling it, going, oh yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
they are.
Something happening, something happening. What's
There
the
is.
song? Something's happening there. What it is, not exactly clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
Clarity, folks,
That's
clarity,
what it
you
feels
know?
like for reals. It really does.
Yeah.
I know, baby girl.
I
Yeah.
love all the, we got such a great
So funny. That's
community here.
Zodiac Speaks, because that's her name.
Oh, is that right, Zodiac?
Yeah, that's her name.
See? It's a
That's the
pretty girl.
Zodiac
She's
Speaks.
feeling the vibe.
Yeah.
She says, like, yeah,
But
I gotta say
then
something
she just
about
put her
this.
paw in my hand.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
pretty girl.
girl.
Look at that pretty baby.
She's so
He's
beautiful.
a pretty baby.
Yes, she really is.
She says, like, y'all can keep talking about me all day long. I'm
Yes.
fine.
Oh, like
So
I said, the animals are telling us, everything is telling us, guys, right now. We're in a critical time.
something's
Really,
up.
really important time.
Something's up.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, we want to rock this. So literally dream a big dream, listen to music, dance, bang on your own drum, get your frequency as high as you can get it, and then anchor it into this reality, because you guys, it's going to work. It's going to work. It will work.
Yeah, and I am even as dark as what I was in over the weekend, because this is some dark crap.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
this is
Yes.
dark, dark.
And you know what that is, Wayne? That is the agenda of the repeat. That is what's going to go down there. So that is a timeline. But see, that's not ours.
It is so. There's a book I have, and I haven't read it yet. Beware of the World to Come.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting book
You know
because
why, like Nostradamus and the prophets, they give us these prophecies so we can change it. And see,
yeah,
this is the thing. They didn't think that we could change it, but we did. And it's going to manifest now. But like I said, now we have to go through the separating of those two worlds. And it's going to, like I said, you won't really see it. So it's going to be a gradual thing in what they're showing me. So I don't know if it's going to be super, super fast. But part of the transition is the cataclysms start to remove those different energies and separating them. Does that make sense?
listen, I agree with Sarah Connor. The future is not set.
No,
You
we
know,
create it. We create it.
and and unfortunately, what we're dealing with though is a residual legacy energy that has been primed into the program of the consciousness of man, and that is people are seeing this now as the tribulation. People are seeing this now as confirmation of the prophecy. And as I tell people all the time, the book of Revelation was just a revelation, not revelations. It doesn't
Yeah,
have an
and the
S.
apocalypse is a great
Yeah.
feeling. Will you choose truth over the lie? I mean, and if you haven't done this kind of work, and if you're not on this path, you are totally in the illusion. So you have chosen to stay asleep.
Well, it's
That's
like
what
Lynn and I were,
apocalypse is. It's the measuring, Wayne. This is what they're
yeah.
showing me. If you aren't woke up, and if you're still totally following, that the take care of me agenda, instead of, I know I have the capability to take care of my own self, that's another strong division. So I'm saying the weighing it's being done right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lynn and it's why I just love this woman. We
Yeah.
have such great conversation. It's like death.
Yeah.
A lot of people fear death, but for my perspective, death is a release.
Absolutely.
I love this spirit body that I have.
Yeah.
I have been in love with this for
Thank you, babe.
65 years, and but there will come a time when we have to part our ways. I'm good with that.
I think it's the way it's supposed to
I
be, and thank
mean,
God for it,
like,
because if you didn't get at that opportunity, you would never get the chance of expansion.
no.
You'd be locking yourself into a position that you might not want to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of look at like this. I may be back. I don't think so, but I don't know. Who knows on the other side? But
I was gonna say, Wayne the Warriors, man, they're like, hey guys, we have a problem. We're like the first ones to go, oh, I'll go,
it's
I'll
like,
go. Oh, I'll
it's like,
handle that, Oh yeah, and like I
haven't
said,
we
what
learned
was I
yet?
thinking? Oh,
Never volunteer, man.
right. At least think about it
Oh,
before you just
jeez.
jump up and raise your
No,
hand. Just
it's
think
like,
about it a little bit.
whoa. And we are warriors. We are. It's just, and so, my view of that, once you cross that hurdle,
Uh-huh.
then life becomes interesting in all of its multifacets.
Yes, because it's a
Yeah.
very beautiful game and we came here to play.
And if you're an empath, it's amazing how with Lynn and I, how she's over the years has seen, as she said, you've really honed your empathic skills.
Yeah.
You know, and what I keep telling her is that, honey, guess what? Iron sharpens iron, which means I said, you have them as well. Now she doesn't want to believe that, but that's how I've learned. And the proverb is so true. Iron does sharpen iron. It's
Oh,
how
it
we
does.
get, it's how we get
And think about
lean.
it. They say the word sword, because when your vocabulary increases and you understand the root meanings of words, you decode the matrix.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
decode it instantly as soon as you understand language and understand words.
It's all code.
It is. And
It is.
literally, we've been decoding this. And this is why now things are going to be shaping differently, is because even the words we look at now have different meanings and we see the truth behind the
Mm.
illusion.
Well, as I said yesterday, when you read this, if this is the freaking wizard,
Mhm.
run, Forrest, run.
Right. And it is. It's the
It's,
wizard for the ones
what?
that are followers, the
Uh,
ones who haven't done the work to come into their own divinity and their own truth of knowing that they're more than just their body.
yeah.
We know we're spirits in a material world. They think they are bodies in a material world, that's all that is. They're not connected to the higher part of them. So those will repeat.
I'll
They have
share
to.
something with the audience, Trina. I
Mhm.
have a sense.
Mhm.
Hear me out on this. And all I have is just, it's that sense. But I have a sense that we're going to be needed on the other side. There is a war taking place right now,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they are needing reinforcements. And many of us that have spent
Mhm.
this life cycle going through what we have gone through and what we may even go through yet
Mhm.
is merely getting us ready for what we're going to be needed for on that other side. If a person doesn't understand their power, they don't understand self, when they pass over, they're of absolutely no usefulness. They don't have the knowledge and they don't have the perception of experience, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why they get repeat.
Yeah, they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, repeat.
Yeah.
And for what I've been hearing is the reincarnation cycles might be stopped at this moment. So many are waiting in the void for this transitional age because it's an expansion. So
Hmm.
within the still point, then there is new birth. So this is an expansion. So You're going to have some that go the one end of the funnel, and then you got the other side going to the other end of the funnel. One is more of the positive, expansive timeline, and one is more of the regressive, lower repeat cycle timeline.
I also believe that I don't believe that man has lost the knowledge of the mysteries.
Totally. That's why we've been so screwed.
Yeah, we we literally have been screwed, folks. I mean, it's like, well,
If we all knew that we were capable to do the same things that the Jesus person did,
yeah.
well, don't you think this would be a different world? We were allowed to actually truly embrace natural healing powers, abilities, mushrooms, all of it.
They just
Can
hijacked
you
the
imagine?
dude.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they really did. And they gave him a
Right.
reputation that I'm sure if the dude was to come back, he'd say, now, wait a minute. You did what?
Right. Like
That
seriously.
wasn't the point at all.
No, it was about take some mushrooms, understand what you are, and be
Yes.
kind to one another and heal each other and love each other like they're you.
Yeah.
He knew he was a fractal and that everybody was him. He knew. We all know this. We know we're all each other. We're fractaled through different bigger parts of the source thing, but we're all the same when you get to the highest levels. We're all connected.
When I was teaching in the church, I did a whole series on 1 Corinthians 12,
Mhm.
that if you look at these gifts of the Spirit, is what they
Mhm.
called them.
Yep.
And it was really interesting because it's the one part of the Pauline epistles that I always found, because Paul really, if the dude exists, he was a mystic.
Yeah.
He created his own religion. And his religion had so much of the occult into it. And if you read these 9 gifts, they're divided into 3 different areas. And if you operate within these gifts, you are, in fact, one of the most powerful wizards out there. You can see the
369.
future, you can heal, you can interpret, you can speak in other languages, you can write in other languages, you can see spirits. It's quite unique.
I literally think that's the power of the 369. There's 3 trinities within thee, and if you activate the 3 trinities within thee, you have access to the super consciousness of
Mhm.
all that is
Yeah.
and the abilities. So yeah, like you've seen things, Wayne, that there's no explanation. Just
When I
wow.
was up at Grace Christian Center up in St. Louis back in the day, we were one of the first mega churches. And I'll never forget Ron Tucker, this was back in our days in our youth, was up there preaching,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden I had this feeling as though it felt like warm honey is what it felt like. And as I looked um, up there
Wow.
on the stage,
Mhm.
and he was literally mirroring every step Ron took, was this being of about,
Mhm.
I would say, good 8 feet. He had a opalescence, translucence
Oh,
onto his skin. He wore a white cover, a shirt, a tunic, what it looked like. In the center, he held a gold band that was about 12 inches with inscriptions on it. And he carried this sword that was literally, um, it looked like it was white hot.
yep.
And wherever Ron Tucker moved, and then when Ron Tucker came and had the call for the healing line, this angel, and that's the only thing I know what it was, stood watching guard. It was really bizarre.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely. That is
now
awesome,
I'll finish
Wayne.
this out. This was on testimony. There were at least a dozen other people in the audience who saw the same being.
Yep.
I was
That
not
is
alone.
so awesome. And I have felt those beings come in. It is radically awesome.
Barry
And
wants to know, David Barry wants to know if you remember what Al caught in the picture of my husky eye. Ask her what was in my husky's eye. Do you know what that means?
yeah, Al caught a picture of of uh, it was David and his husky was right next to him. And Al took a screenshot because when he was seeing David on the camera, he saw the dog and Al took a picture of a screenshot. But when he took the screenshot, within the husky's eye, there was like this light. And when you zoom into it, it's a being. It's a
Oh,
beautiful
really?
it's like a profile face of a being. And it's in the eye of the husky.
Now that
And it was
is
like
very cool.
a fuchsia light, like a
Ooh,
fuchsia, like a deep pink, purple
yeah.
pink fuchsia color in the middle of the husky's eye. So you could totally see it because of this pink light. And then
Well,
when you zoom in on it, there was an actual face of a being inside the
all
husky's
right. I
eye.
want to see it. I want to see
It's
it.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see it. You know, I want to see it.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
had to jog
Yeah,
my memory. I'm like, oh, I know I saw that picture. I was like, going through the files. I'm like, I remember.
yeah.
Okay.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what? This is just, our show is the whole hour's just gone by. You know that.
It's just like that.
It's just like that. I mean, this is like, each week having the opportunity to sit down with your best friend and, you know,
Yes.
have coffee or tea and, you know, as opposed to exactly if where people say, well, how's the weather here? We like to say, how's your consciousness?
Yes.
Have you raised your vibration?
Yes.
Are you letting your body know that, it's part of this journey?
Yeah. It's so funny. It's like the vibrations, the hippies had it right. It's like, we should say,
Oh,
how's your vibration?
yeah,
How are you
yeah,
feeling? What's going on in your internal symphony? Are you okay? How is your
yeah,
song today?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I was just, you know, back then when you were born,
Mhm.
um, it was it was a difficult time,
Mm.
but yet I look back on it now and it was the sweetest time.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
We if we had one thing in common, it was music.
Yes.
That tore down all the barriers of,
Mm.
social, economic, race, didn't matter,
Yes.
you know. We all enjoyed getting high.
Yes.
Smoking pot back then was a felony offense. In Texas, you could get
Wow.
6 months to a year for a seed. But you know what? We got high because it put us into a vibration that altered the the crap of the world at the time.
Yes.
It's
It
just the
is.
problem is you can't get high to maintain that. You have to learn to develop it on
Yes.
your own.
Absolutely. Oh, that's the most important part. These
Yeah.
are tools to open the gate.
Yeah.
But you need, once you get the access to the gate, you know the frequency. You don't
Yeah.
need anything but you to match that frequency because you've already been given the gift of it.
You don't need to have someone carry you. You can
No, you
walk
don't.
yourself.
That's right. Nobody
You know?
can dance your dance.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're
You
all
can.
so beautifully unique, and
Yeah.
that's our power.
Yeah.
That's our power.
So that's the lesson for the day.
Yes.
Lost it says it's going the
Yes.
vibration.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Big Al, what we're going to have to do is get the Tibetan healing bowls. I have mine.
Yeah, I've got one too.
You
Al
got
got
one.
one.
And
Beautiful.
I think that he found out each one of us have a different tone on each one of the bowls that we have. So
I've got
you know,
432G.
yeah, and I forget what mine is. I think it's an F, but
Yeah. And I think
yeah,
I'm G7.
it's
Yeah.
it's right over here, but yeah.
Me too.
So
Mine's right there.
right there. Nina has a show tonight. I think I've seen it. The chat room has just been doing this, and so
That's
you know,
good.
my Evelyn Wood reading speed reading has it's like wow.
Right?
So Trina, what you got going this week?
Oh, just busy with, got a lot going on with A7, Andromeda 7. So got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on with that. And with Robert and then with you. So between those three and then the extra
Yeah,
stuff with A7, I've been busy with that. So, but it's
cool.
wonderful and it's good. And I just love being with you guys. So it works for me.
Well, Trina, you're one of the what the Al just sent me. Hold on, I'm going to look at the picture because Al just texted me. I know it's rude, but we'll make
It's
an
okay.
exception.
Yeah.
And why, my goodness, you are correct.
Mm.
Look
The
at
puppy dog eye.
yeah.
The husky eye. Yeah, I knew you'd dig that way, and it's cool. It's different. Like I said, I've never seen that before. It was pretty. It was and thank God Al saw it. He caught it.
Well, you sleuth you there, Big Al. That's
Right.
really, really good. I mean,
Yeah, and it's
seriously.
crystal clear. You can see the image in the eye. I mean,
Yeah,
straight away. It's not hard to look at. I mean, it's easy.
it is.
Totally see it.
Show everyone. Well, I don't know if I can, it'll actually look that well, but let me see. And okay, so you
They
can
can probably
actually
see
see
it
it.
actually, Wayne, because
Oh,
it's
look at
literally.
that. I see it.
Yeah,
It is so freaking
that's
clear.
what I'm telling you. It's pretty darn clear.
Let me see. Where is the camera? Okay, camera.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm trying to shield it. Look at that, folks.
Yeah,
Steiger, will you hold the camera to?
it's cool. It really is.
I can
I
only
think
get a
you can
piece
see
of
it.
the pear it is.
Yeah, it's okay. I think they can get it though, but it's in there. Oh, it's beautiful. It's different. Very, very
It's
neat catch. Very neat catch. And I mean, look how pink that is compared to the other eye. It's just very unique. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's right there.
Yeah.
There is a legend that says that there are in each part of the world there are native creatures
hmm
that coexist with it. That's part of that fifth dimension thinking that
Yeah.
we were talking about. That when you start getting into the higher dimensions, you start seeing these beings. They're everywhere.
That's what I mean. And see, we're seeing them, and it's like everybody's catching these things now, and
Yeah,
that's all part of being in that vibration. Like
yeah.
I said, in your consciousness, now you're looking for them, and sometimes you see them, and you're expecting them because sometimes they show up. So these are all levels of vibration. When you're in that mind of consciousness, you're already operating in the fifth dimension. And because you're using your intuition, you're starting to feel your world instead of just trust the world itself. You're starting to go inside. That's fifth dimensional thinking, fifth dimensional consciousness. So, guys, like I said, we are the bridge from the third to the fifth. It's because of the way we think. And that's why we won.
And time is that bridge. David says they're always with me. Yeah,
Always.
yeah. The beings are all. There's always someone with us.
Always. Always.
I see them pass through all the time.
Me too.
I
And I
do.
feel them. I
Mhm.
feel them sometimes more than I see them. Because that's my first. I always feel first and then see second, typically. Yeah.
When I put on Brewer and Shipley, Ricky Tai Tai, that song will get the spirits moving here. They dig that song.
When
And
I can always like stir the energy up instantly with is Return to Innocence with Enya.
oh yeah, hey
Because
April.
of the yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
toning, whatever that toning is, I could just woohoo.
I'll get out in the garage where there's a lot more space and I'll crank that up out there and the spirits is it's like Lynn says, she says they've heard it from all the way to Arizona and back, the four
I love
corners.
it. I
I was
love
like,
it.
okay.
Yes, I love it.
I took a
Yeah,
picture of my
that's our
granddaughter.
tool, guys. We got to use the music. It's
Yes.
one of our greatest gifts. Yeah.
Power Lady says she took a picture of her granddaughter and there was an orb on her head. Uh,
Right on.
yeah, yeah. And there was a face in the orb.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Check. It might be an ancestor. You might be able
yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
recognize the
Yeah.
image. Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's been times that I've been working and, you know, when I look at Sanjay, oh,
Oh, isn't he amazing, Wayne?
and every time I look at Sanjay, look at the eyes.
Unbelievable,
uh,
right?
Brian just comes to light. And I tell you, there's times when I think that you can feel the vibe because it's
Well,
so
think about
Brian.
it, Wayne.
Huh?
Crystals are the ultimate programmer. It's like
Yeah.
frozen water. And Brian was chosen for that piece. And
Mm-hmm.
when that thing got to him, he really connected with it and he couldn't believe how powerful it was. That's why I was like,
Yep.
not many people can handle the presence of Sanji. Wayne, I'm so glad that Sanji can find a wonderful home with you
Oh,
because
him and I, we
wow.
we got conversations, you know. He
That
likes Sanjay, oddly enough, likes Michael Franks. He likes that bossa nova, you
I
know.
love it.
And
Oh,
I know it sounds strange, but you know, I can swear there are times where I see him smiling, you know.
yes, Sanji
Yeah,
literally has a consciousness that is palatable.
yeah, yeah,
And I don't,
yeah,
yes, and
yeah,
Sanji, like I
yeah.
said, I don't know how Sanji got in that crystal skull, but there is a presence there that is Sanji. Yes, for
It's there,
certain.
folks.
Yeah.
And we have a good time. And I, like I said, literally there'll be times I'll look up and it's almost like he's just staring directly at me, and I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll just stop and I'll think of Brian, and
Yeah.
you know, and
What a
so
beautiful way that he
yeah,
can connect with you because literally he spent a lot of time with that crystal and
yeah,
crystals program and water, anything that touches water, it records.
yeah,
So Brian's recording is all in that crystal because he used to handle it all the time.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and
Yeah.
when I ascend, I'll let me tell you the weird thing about Sanji real quick.
Hmm.
Sanji has a crystal brain.
Yeah.
I'll show everyone, maybe we can see it. If you can actually see Sanji, it's clear, the skull, and then if you look in, he has a crystal brain.
Yep. Yep.
It's,
Sure does.
yep.
Yep.
And it's very interesting because there are times when you can actually see how the light begins to reflect off of that. And it's like, yeah. So, okay. We went really over.
I know. We love you
That's
guys.
fun.
We can't help
We
it.
love y'all.
Yep.
Yeah. Brenda,
Yep.
we love you, dear. We think of
Oh,
you
so
often.
much. The gifting of Sanji comes from Milky's
Yes.
mom.
Yes, yes, Brenda.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
didn't
see
think
her.
Sanji would do good in her house. I was a little worried about that for Brenda. Like I said, it's a powerful crystal, one of the most powerful I've ever connected with.
It's intense. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. But like I said, and
yeah.
Sanji is very selective on where he goes, apparently. So literally, I heard that goes to Wayne. I was like, okay, okay.
It's like, all right,
That needs
everyone.
to be with Wayne. I was like, I'm not going to argue with that at all.
It's like when I
That's right.
received it, I received, you know, Brian and Sanji, and you
Mhm.
know, you pay respect, and respect is given.
That's right.
All right,
And
everyone, we love you.
consciousness.
Go ahead.
It's a way that we're all bringing our consciousness in together. And it's like Sanjay is hearing every one of these shows. It's a magnificent connection point for this tribe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it's recording everything.
Wise April Fool says, can you powerful people send some healing vibes to Texas for my husband who is currently in surgery? Well, I'll tell you
That's
what, Sharon, what we're going to do is just going to picture your husband, and I'm going to see, basically, as you know, and pre-op, we know what everyone looks like. And so we're just going to send energy to him right now. And his consciousness is aware of our energy being sent to him. And so we just send that energy to him, and we just send
we
its
call
light.
forth the strongest
Yeah,
healers that can help, and we
yeah,
call them in now to assist.
yeah. We are the light workers, folks. This is how it's done. So, all right. All right. Let us know. Shannon,
Yes,
let us know.
it will go
Yeah,
well.
it will. I expect a good report.
It will go
Good
well.
report. All right, everyone. Much love. Stay with me.